how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be attempting to get a sweep off with one of the OG Pokemon in Nidoking. So let's not waste any time and let's go ahead and get straight into it. Now this is the Nidoking I'm going to be running. Now I actually did get this Nidoking very recently. And I did have to pretty much EV train it and everything from scratch. Now it is a jolly nature now. So that means it'll have more speed but less special attack, which is fine because Nidoking is more physical anyways. It has a sheer force ability, which is pretty good. Now for the EV spread, I invested most of my EVs in attack and speed, and for item choice, I'm going to be running a Life Orb on it. Now for the moveset, I'm going to be running Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Superpower. So it does have very nice coverage, and it should be hitting pretty hard. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into some battles. I hope you guys do enjoy today's video. If you do, be sure to like and subscribe, and as always in the comment section, let me know what you want to see next. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and get into the battle right here. So here I'm going to go with one of my go-to strategies for sweeping, which is to sit in some entry hazards and get some speed control, and then go from there. Now here my opponent's going to lead in with an Amistar, which is pretty interesting. You don't really see this Pokemon too often. And I'm going to lead in with my Skarmory. Now the Amistars I have come across in the past usually go for Shell Smash and then try to sweep. So here I'm actually going to go with Whirlwind before I even try to set up any spikes or Stealth Rocks on the field. So just as I thought, the Amistar goes for the Shell Smash, which is pretty much going to do nothing because I'm just going to Whirlwind it off the field. My Whirlwind fires off and it's going to get rid of the Amistar. And it's going to actually drag out a Jinx, which is another Pokemon you don't really come across too often. So now I'm going to try to send in some entry hazards, and I'm going to start with Stealth Rocks. The Jinx goes for a Lovely Kiss, which is actually going to put my Skarmory to sleep. Now being asleep is probably one of the worst status conditions you can have in Pokemon. You don't really know how long it can last. And you really can't do anything while you're still asleep. So here I'm just going to keep trying for the Stealth Rocks, hoping to wake up quickly. And the Jinx is going to start setting up on me using Nasty Plot. Now while Skarmory is extremely bulky on the defensive side, on the special defensive side, it's not as bulky. But thankfully I do have the sturdy ability, so even if this Jinx were to hit me with a one-hit KO move, I would be able to survive with 1 HP, and then my red card would kick in. So I keep trying for the Stealth Rocks, and I do end up waking up right here, and I'm going to fire off that layer of Stealth Rocks. So now I'm going to go ahead and try to set up some spikes. The Jinx goes for an Ice Beam, which actually would have taken me out right here, but I do have that sturdy ability as I mentioned earlier. And my red card's going to go ahead and kick in and get rid of this Jinx. And it drags out a Delmice. Now here I'm going to go ahead and get that first layer of spikes in, which is pretty good. Now my Skarmory is on very low health right now, so there's really not much I can do, so I go ahead and try to get that second layer of spikes in. Now thankfully I am faster than the Delmice, so I do get that layer of spikes in before the Delmice can take me out with an Iron Head. So now I'm just going to go ahead and switch into Rabombi and try to get that Sticky Web on the field to get some speed control in. So I immediately go for the Sticky Web. My Sticky Web fires off, and now my opponent's Pokemon will lose speed coming in. The Delmice goes for a second Iron Head, which would have taken me out, but I am Focus Sashed. Now here I thought about going for the Stun Spore or the Tailwind. And I was actually going to go for the Tailwind, but I accidentally misclicked and went for the Stun Spore, which pretty much does nothing right here, so that was a pretty bad mistake on my part. And the Delmice is going to take out my Rabambi with the third Iron Head. So now I'm just going to go ahead and go into Poltegeist. Now if you've watched my past sweeps, you know that this Poltegeist is very useful. I can pretty much do one of two strategies with it. I can either go for the Memento, or I can try to Shell Smash and Baton Pass. So here I decided to risk it, and I'm going to go ahead and go for the Shell Smash. My Shell Smash fires off, and I'm going to get boosted in attack, special attack, and speed. Now all I could really do right now is hope that this Delmice doesn't have a move that can one-hit KO my Poltegeist before I could Baton Pass. The Delmice goes for the Phantom Force, which luckily is a 2-turn move. So my Poltegeist is going to be able to Baton Pass, but now I have to worry if Nidoking could take that hit. So I go for the Baton Pass. And I'm going to go ahead and Baton Pass into my Nidoking. The Phantom Force drops, and it does do some pretty massive damage, but my Nidoking does manage to hang on. So here I'm going to go ahead and Dynamax and fire off a Max Flare. My Dynamax Nidoking fire comes out. It does outspeed, it fires off that Max Flare, and a one-hit kills the Delmice, so that's one down on my opponent's side. Now here I am on pretty low health, and that Life Orb is going to be taking some of my health away each turn while I'm Dynamaxed. Once I finish Dynamaxed, Life Orb's effect won't be kicking in. So I really had to keep a lookout on that HP because it was getting pretty low right here. My opponent's going to switch back into the Jinx. Now here, thanks to Sticky Web and my 2-stage boost and speed, I should be able to outspeed this Jinx no problem and KO with a Max Flare. So I go for the second Max Flare right here. Now my opponent actually took quite a while there to make his move, but he ultimately is going to go ahead and Dynamax his Jinx. So Dynamax Jinx comes out. And they're actually going to go for the Max Guard this turn, so it's pretty much going to stall me out one turn. But either way, I should be able to KO it no problem next turn, so pretty much just wasted a turn right there for nothing pretty much. I fire off that third Max Flare, hoping to KO this turn. My Max Flare fires off, and it takes out the Jinx in one hit, so that's 2 down. Now my opponent there actually did manage to stall me out that one turn, so now my Dynamax turns are going to run out, but That's fine because now I won't be losing any health to that life orb, thanks to my sheer force ability. My Dynamax turns run out. So now I'm back to normal, but that's fine. So here I had 3 moves to choose from pretty much. I could have gone for Ice Punch, Fire Punch, or Thunder Punch. But ultimately I'm going to go for that Fire Punch. My Fire Punch fires off and it KOs the Comfey in 1 hit, so that's 3 down. So now my opponent's going to switch into the Tyrantrum. And now I'm going to go ahead and go for that Ice Punch. So here's where pretty much the moveset starts kicking in right here. I have so much coverage that I pretty much have an answer to pretty much anything that my opponent could switch into. I fire off that Ice Punch and it takes out the Tyrantrum in 1 hit. Now my opponent switches back into that Amistar. And I'm going to go ahead and go for that Thunder Punch. But my opponent actually ends up forfeiting the match, so pretty bad ending to an otherwise pretty good battle. But I hope you guys enjoyed it either way. If you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe like I mentioned earlier. And be sure to let me know what you want to see next down in the comments. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and peace.